Time now for your forewarned weather with Cedric Haynes.
All right, happy Monday, folks. Let's take a look at what we're tracking here as we get you out the door on this Monday. We've got a weak disturbance moving through. It'll bring us some clouds as we kick off the first half of our Monday, but overall, that's pretty much all I'm expecting, minus a few isolated showers, basically, in the mountains. But for most of us, we'll stay dry. There is a weak cool front that will arrive by the middle of the work week, and that will knock our temperatures back down closer to where we should be for this time of the year. But don't worry, if you like taste of spring weather, it's on the way back up as we get towards the end of the week, heading into the upcoming weekend. And if you're wondering, well, when does our active pattern return? Do we see any signs of that? Looks like that's going to be around the first few days of March. I'll have more on that here in just a moment. But let me get you out the door at your temperatures. Again, you'll need the jackets here as you get out towards Wendover, where you're at 27 degrees this morning, but it's 35 in Logan, 33 in Heber, 41 in Ogden and Salt Lake City, 36 in Provo, 37, good morning to you in Price. We've got 41 in Emory, but 31 in Green River, 33 in Moab, 40 degrees in Escalante, and 31 degrees in Cedar City, 42 degrees currently in St. George. So we've had a couple of sprinkles or snow flurries in the mountains, but most of the moisture with that has come to an end. But we do have some of these scattered clouds that are trying to build in west of I-15. So don't be surprised as the sun begins to come up, you see a few clouds in the sky. But overall, high pressure. Yeah, that's our weather friend typically, and it's acting like a blocker and blocking this big storm system off the west coast from sending us a ton of moisture in here. So all we'll see is just a few of these high clouds here, but most of that system will go up and around us as we go into the next 24 to 36 hours. So along the Wasatch Front, we're near 40 this morning. We'll jump into the mid-50s by lunchtime. A beautiful afternoon. If you want to have lunch outside today, the weather's going to be quite nice. So get out there and enjoy it. St. George, low 40s, and you jump, look at that, into the mid-60s by lunchtime today. So it is going to be quite toasty. And that's not where our temperatures stop. We're looking at highs around 50 for the cool spot there in Logan. But there you see it, 59 in Salt Lake City, Provo, and Price, 67 in Moab, 65 degrees in Lake Powell. And there it is, St. George, 75 degrees today. Now, I did mention we've got that weak front that's going to come through here Tuesday, and that's going to bring us some slight cooler air and some breezy conditions as we get towards the middle of the week. In fact, your temperature trend shows us we've got above average temperatures expected again for your Tuesday, but you see that little dip there as we get into Wednesday below the line there. That's below the average high of 48 degrees for this time of the year. But then it goes right back up again as we get towards the end of the week and into the weekend. There is a little dip there as well in St. George, but it doesn't even get you back to average as we see those temperatures climbing right back up again by the end of the week into the weekend. So the overall temperature trend as we go into the first few days of March is definitely going to be above average temperatures. But here's the story as we get towards, let's say, March the 4th, 5th, there's a storm system coming through. And beyond that, looks like we return back to colder than average temperatures. So winter, obviously not done with us yet. And at the same time, we're entering into a much more wetter pattern after this week. So looks like we become more active and colder as we get towards the first few days of March. In fact, I can show you that with upper level futurecast. This high pressure ridge is in charge of the weather for now, but here's that weak system moving by that'll switch our winds out of the north by the middle of the week, bringing in some slightly cooler air, right? But high pressure builds right back in, and look at that high pressure ridge over the area as we get towards the end of the week. So that means some much warmer and dry conditions in the area. There's a weak little upper low that'll try to cut across the south as we get towards this weekend. That could provide a slight chance of a shower or two, primarily across southern Utah of all places. But then a much larger storm system is looming here. This is the first few days of March here. And again, looks like a colder and more unsettled weather pattern will return by then. All right, St. George, mid-70s today. How about upper 70s for your Tuesday as we get those breezy conditions in place? Slight chance of an isolated shower for the weekend, but look at those temperatures in the 70s. The Wasatch Front, yeah, we've got near 60-degree temperatures today. We knock it back to where we should be by Wednesday, and our next chance of rain looks to arrive starting late Sunday into the beginning of next week.